96.1 ODZ, Central New York's greatest hits. You might have seen this balloon hanging around in the air all over the place in the Mohawk Valley, but yesterday it made news because it landed in somebody's backyard on Oneida Street. And I was actually near there, and I got to see the whole thing happening. And we've got the pilot of the balloon in studio right now. How you doing, Dwight?
Very good, Keith. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, man. Did you fly in today or no?
No. I actually took the more dangerous mode of transportation. I drove in.
You're telling me? Yeah, people seem to think that that's a big surprise that flying is actually statistically safer than driving. And one of the things I like to tell people myself is that, when you just hop in your car, you jump in and, turn the key on and off you go. But when you got to fly, we check out everything that we could possibly think of that could go wrong, and it takes a while, too.
That's right. Yeah, we were a little more particular about looking things over.
I mean, if something goes wrong, you got to be as prepared as possible, right?
That's right. It's not like pulling over the side of the road,
Yeah, so the biggest question on most of our listeners' mind is, did something go wrong yesterday? Why did you land in those people's backyard?
No, it's a very common misconception, actually.
Okay.
We oftentimes land front yards, backyards, roadsides, farm lanes, and with a hot air balloon, we can control the up and the down.
Right.
We can't fly upwind or crosswind. So last evening, as we were coming down, we were up actually over 10,000 feet, about 10,800 feet, had a beautiful view above all the haze and the humidity. It was cool, and it was dry, and it was gorgeous. After a while, though, of course, our fuel was getting lower. It was time to come down and land. So we began our descent. We came down over the Sequoia area, right along Route 8. We were heading north, right along treetop level, and at that point, we're kind of looking for a place. Obviously, we're looking for a place to settle in long before that even. But
yeah, of course.
When the winds are light, we can settle in a very small spot, which last night happened to be a backyard. I had just enough room to land the balloon and then lay the balloon down once we landed. We were only going maybe 1 to 2 miles per hour as we were settling in.
Oh, okay.
So I made a very nice controlled landing, even though we were going a little over 25 miles per hour up aloft. The surface winds were a lot lighter. So the lighter the surface winds, the smaller the site we can land in.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And
there was a clothesline right next to you that you didn't even hit, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. We had a clothesline to the right. We had trees to the left, and we just have to kind of thread the needle when we come in. And, of course, if the landing isn't going quite as we had planned, we simply give it the gas, and we can always fly on if need be.
Yeah, and you got to be somewhere where there's some roads so that your access vehicle can get to you, right?
That's right. That's always our aim, is to have the landing be somewhere where the chase vehicle and our trailer that we pack everything into, that they can be somewhere nearby. Once in a while, we do land farther out. Maybe we'll settle down. Maybe we'll even hover over a field, if it could be a cornfield or an alfalfa field, something like that. Incidentally, I grew up on a dairy farm. I was a dairy farmer for 28 years, so I kind of know what I should and shouldn't land in out there.
Right.
We certainly respect the farmers and their crops, and we go out of our way to make sure we don't damage them.
It's fascinating watching balloons fly, man. I mean, I've been around aircraft all my life now, but something about watching a balloon come in and just being near one. I mean, I was like a little kid in a candy store last night, so I was like freaking out. It was just the coolest thing, man. We're sitting there eating ice cream, and the balloon's just coming in, and we just thought it was going to pass over, and it's going to be passing over high, and next thing we know, it's like right there. So I had to come over, and of course, you drew a little crowd already. You had a whole bunch of people.
An entourage there when we came in to land. I was a little surprised at just how many folks we had there. But it was great. Balloons are just downright huge, not to use somebody else's tagline, but they're huge.
Yeah, huge.
They're almost 7 stories taller. At least mine is. And they can be taller and smaller, and it'll dwarf a home certainly when we settle.
Yeah, and then when you pack it up, it's like in a backpack.
The envelope, the big colorful part that everybody sees, that all fits back into a bag roughly 4 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
And a couple of good, strong guys can lift it up and throw it in the trailer.
Yeah, because when it's all that fabric put together, that's really heavy then.
Yeah, which incidentally, that's actually one of the very key parts of what I do. Without the crew, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. We have an awesome crew. I have a lot of volunteer crew, and they come out, they help us set up, they follow us when we're up in the air, and then they're there at the landing to help us take it all down, pack it up, and put it away. We always welcome new crew members, and with a little caution, you do want to be in good shape. You got to be able to, you got to lift some heavy stuff, and it's heavy work.
Yeah, I'll bet. Well, we're going to talk with Dwight just a little bit more here. We got to take a quick commercial break, grab a song and some weather, and we'll be right back with Dwight Cramer of Airborne Adventures, the guy that landed in the couple's backyard in Washington Mills on Oneida Street. We got more from him next after Blues Image on 96.1. Good morning, I'm Keith James. It's 7:31 on the clock. Got some clouds and sun mixing it up in the skies today, and about 61 on that thermometer. In studio is Dwight Cramer, who was the pilot who flew that hot air balloon into a resident's backyard in Washington Mills on Oneida Street a couple days back. And the owners of the house weren't even home, as a matter of fact. I caught up with them online, and And she says that it was great to see their backyard with excitement going on in it again. She had a bunch of kids, and they, of course, had some fun, but they're out of the house now, so it was great to see some excitement. And for the rest of us here, that was just an amazing sight. And Dwight is the owner of Airborne Adventures Ballooning Incorporated, and they do balloon flights and all kinds of fun stuff all over the place. So Dwight, tell us more about your company.
Airborne Adventures actually began roughly 10 years prior to 1999 was when I actually took over the business and began running with it from there.
Yeah.
I had my commercial license for hot air ballooning in 99, so we've been going 15 years commercial.
That's crazy.
If there's an opportunity to fly, we're up.
Yeah, and we always see you guys up in the air. So, I mean, if somebody's really thinking about trying to get close to a balloon themselves and wants to go up for a flight, how do we get them involved?
They can find me on the website. We're flyairborne.com, or they can Facebook me nowadays like everybody else.
Yeah.
You can find us under Airborne Adventures Ballooning, Inc. And then, of course, they can call us at the area code 315-761-8201.
And they can find pricing and packages and stuff like that on?
Yes, I have some varying packages that they can select. Generally speaking, you're looking at anything from $175 a person on up to $275 a person.
Sure.
Whether it's weekday, weekend, whether it's a private or a non-private flight. Like last evening, we had a couple that was looking to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary.
That's right.
So
what a way to do it.
That was very awesome.
So did you get to meet the people whose backyard you landed in or no?
Yeah, we always make it a point to try to locate the landowner. But if we do land on private property, we'll make sure we have permission.
We come in peace.
Yes, exactly. We come in peace, and we usually bring gifts.
Yeah.
So, as is the tradition, we usually bring some champagne and sparkling grape with us and some other goodies that we picked up along the way. We like to share that with the landowners. A lot of times we'll do refreshments right there at the site like we did last night. We invite all the locals and the landowners, whoever's there at the time, come on and join us for a toast for an awesome flight. It's just a really great experience.
Yeah, I can't wait to have one. I'm itching, and when I saw the balloon flying, I'm like, come on, So I would have loved to have, to done that. But we're going to get in a balloon very soon here. So
that would be great. We were up very high last night for a hot air balloon. Anyway, that's up there pretty good. Most of our flights are anywhere from treetop level on up to a few thousand feet.
Yeah.
I like to get you the close-up view. Last night we were even able to pick some leaves and some pine cones.
And, going by.
Yeah. Try to do that in a fixed wing.
I know, exactly. Yeah, you stick your arm out, it's gone. So with
the balloon, we can get down close, intimate with the nature. We can talk to the folks on the ground. And then we go on up higher. I like to give folks the bigger view so they can kind of see the surrounding area and how it all fits together. And like last night, it just happened. Conditions were perfect for going above the clouds. We had enough visibility, and my passengers wanted to go high, so we went up over 10,000 and just had an incredible view. We can be up at 12,500 for a half an hour, or nothing above 14,000 without oxygen.
Yeah, so does your balloon go up that high? Does it have a ceiling?
Yeah, I've gone up 14,000 a few times.
Oh, my God.
And, did I notice really any difference in breathing? No.
Well, maybe you might have been a little shot in the head at that point, though.
Yeah, they say your judgment's one of the first things to go, so...
Of course, you lose the oxygen, you're done, man.
That's right.
Oh, my God.
We didn't stay there long. We
of course.
Long enough to get the view, take a picture, and head back down. We try to do everything within the regulations.
Yeah, of course you do. And I see you flying around a lot, so I can't wait to actually be in that basket with you. I'm sure I'm not the only one listening to this that can't wait to take a balloon flight. So you heard him on how to do that, and you can check out this interview online at 961WODC.com so you can find a way to get a balloon flight. Thanks for coming in on short notice and hanging out with me. This is fun, man.
Thank you, Keith. I really appreciate the opportunity. We're glad to do it.
You had Dwight Cramer with Airborne Adventures, and you can find him once again online at the website that he gave and the number he gave,
315-761-8201.
And the website once again,
www.flyairborne.com.
Awesome, man. Great to meet you. This was fun, man.
Thank you, Keith. Glad to be here.
And if you'd like to check out the video that I shot after the balloon had landed, check it out online at 961WODC.com. And Dwight was kind enough to let us use some of the pictures that he took during that 10,000-foot flight that he took with that couple's wedding anniversary. So we've got those pictures, the video, all online. And like I said, you can catch this interview, too, once again. If you missed any portion of it, it'll be online, too, at 961WODC.com. Big thanks to Dwight for coming on in and shedding some light on what it's like to be a ballooning pilot. And, of course, what it's like to just land. I'm just going to hope, I'm going to try and find out if I could put myself right in the path of that balloon next time. Yeah, land in my backyard, please. I would love it. Anyway, more online weather and Sugarloaf on the way. 96.1.